Well, ladies and gentlemen, this story here today, I want to share the story. This gentleman on today's show, a longtime client, great person, he has grown his business.
Yeah, we're at 578.34% growth from 2019 to 2023.
Let me repeat that. Let me try again. So today's guest is a beautiful man, and I believe he's grown his business by what percentage, Sean?
578.34%.
It is impressive, and I don't know if it's more impressive it's him or it's the products he builds. He builds these incredible houses, and this guy is really decided to take his love of building high-end, beautiful homes. I mean, it's like art meets construction, and he's decided to turn his passion into a career, into a business, and we're super excited to have him on today's show. Again, this is the founder of SkyHouseCompany.com, the founder of SkyHouseCompany.com. Jeff Pell, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
So tell us right now, with your business, I'm going to pull up your website just so our listeners can know you're not a hologram here. What kind of things do you build at SkyHouseCompany.com?
Can you hear us, Jeff?
Did I lose you?
Broke up on me a little bit there.
Oh, sure. Well, what kind of things for the listeners out there that maybe don't know who you are or what you do? What kind of products do you build?
We build one-of-a-kind houses that typically involve architects and interior designers for clients that really want to be intentional with pretty much every nook and cranny of their house. And we typically build that type of house on the side of mountains with long-range views.
Wow. And so this house here, you just built this house on the side of a mountain. Let me pull this up real quick here. Can you tell our listeners as we get prepared to play this clip here, tell us about this house once the clip comes up, and tell us kind of the work that went into it, and just kind of walk us through this project.
Yeah, this was a pretty neat project. It had an existing house on the lot, and it basically, you'll see here in a second, it drops off to a sheer cliff that overlooks the Blue Ridge Mountains and the gorge that's hundreds of miles away. You can see Charlotte on clear nights. So it was a challenging, fun job site to fit everything in such tight quarters with getting building materials and all that around the house. But really cool house to try to work with the existing setbacks with the town, try to create and maximize the view, as well as they were interested in what we would call a generational home with the building materials, the building science behind it, the performance of the exterior materials, to where you have real low maintenance and durability, that this house could be handed down to the family for generations, and everybody can enjoy it, the quality of it, versus it's, a house getting handed down to the kids, and there's so much money involved in repairs and updates to it that they end up, getting rid of it.
Wow, this is a gorgeous project. Let's look at another one, because this is what you do. I mean, we talk here on the Thrive Time Show a lot of times about helping clients and helping them to grow their business, but I like to showcase the work you do, because you do incredible work here. Let's pull up this one here. This is more of a 3D thing where I have to do kind of a 3D look there. So let me
three levels to it.
Let me go in here, and I'm in here exploring. I'm gonna go to the kitchen. We'll just start there. Tell us about this house here. What's this house, and where was this house originally constructed?
This house is up in a development in Eagles Nest, where we do it's kind of a booming development in the area. Lots of construction going on, and this is for a local architect that it's that I have a special relationship with, that is actually retiring in a month or two. So this will be one of his last projects that he will have done. So teamed up with that architect and the interior designer, and we're able to give these guys really a full package feel of a mountain retreat, where kind of that rustic mountain design clashes with some contemporary modern elements. It still feels warm, and just has an overall great relaxing vibe.
Wow, this is just, I mean, incredible work you do there. And again, Jeff, for people who haven't been to your website, the website we've got here is skyhousecompany.com. Now, Sean, you've had the pleasure of working with Jeff here for quite a while. So, Jeff, how did you initially hear about us there, sir?
How did I hear about you guys? I believe Sean gave me a call. It might not have been Sean.
I think it was Kendall, actually. Kendall Pope. Yeah.
Really?
Shout out to Kendall Pope. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, and then we've had an opportunity to work with you for how many years now, sir?
What are we, 5 years,
5 in
6
April.
years?
5 in April,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's go through it. Again, because people say, I want to grow a business, we have a linear path we coach all of our clients through. The first thing, Jeff, was we really have to make sure that the brand is as good as the product that you deliver. Now, some companies reach out to us, I'd say about half, and they need help on the quality of the product and they need help on the brand. But ideally, you want to have a great product and a great brand. When you came to us, you already had a great product. You just needed to improve that brand. Tell us about the importance of having that new website and making sure that we have objective reviews from customers that actually, the sample videos, the sample walkthrough tours. How has having those sample videos and that enhanced website brand helped you?
Well, I think it's key to, it's a crucial leg in the foundation of growth and scaling. So the marketing side of it, when I was first starting out, it was just word of mouth referrals, and one happy customer to another. And the website, it's a marathon, and the sooner you get into that marathon race and start, the better. And we've now seen it as a machine, and that's where the real payoff is. And now we're kind of just adding to it consistently. It helps with the brand and the reputation of verifying to just the public audience that's searching for you, that trust factor, and then showcasing your work, and setting it up in a manner to where it's easily accessible for somebody to get an accurate insight into your company. It's been a game changer.
Now, Sean, I want to ask your comments on this real quick here. Years ago, I worked with an accountant. I've helped him grow his business by, nearly tenfold. And when I first met him, he had no website, but he had a pretty decent sized business. It was already a $2 million portfolio, but he had no website. And even when I was first onboarding him, I ran into a handful of people that said, Clay, do you recommend a good accountant? Do you have one you recommend? And I said, well, I use a company called CCK. However, just so you have options to compare, this is another brand we just started working with.
Mm-hmm.
So check out CCK and this other brand.
Mm-hmm.
And almost everyone that I referred to the quote unquote other brand called me back and said, they don't even have a website that makes sense. Why is that, Sean, that people won't even do business anymore if it's word of mouth, oftentimes, unless there's a great website?
Well, people they want to verify. I think there was a Forbes article you introduced me to it was actually written years ago that says that like 64% of people are they're trusting the online reviews more than the personal recommendation. So if my mom tells me use this plumber and I go and Google and I don't find that plumber, I'm probably going to go with whoever had the most reviews over mom's recommendation. And that's 64% of people. I think that article was like from 2014 or something. So it's been a while. That's still the case. And especially with Jeff, distinguishing clients is how he's the discerning and distinguishing clients. He says, we create exclusive homes. The type of person that's going to spend $1 million to $3 million on a home is going to do their research, and they're going to be looking at your competitors. And you've just got to make that first impression online with these people.
Now, Jeff, as we're walking you down the path, the first box is we want to establish the revenue goals for every client. You've clearly done that. 2, we want to know how much revenue you have to do to break even. You've clearly done that. Box 3, you got to figure out how many hours a week you're willing to work. Now, this might sound crazy if you're somebody out there that doesn't have a lot of leads, but in your case, you are now generating a lot of leads. Tell us about the importance of blocking out time for family and for business. Talk about that.
Oh, it's absolutely important, especially when you get married. I think since we even got linked together with the coaching, I've gotten married during that time. I have a 5.5 month old. My first baby's 5.5 months old now. And it is crucial for that work-life balance, more now than ever. But I think, I tend to work, um, I'm more of the working side of the things of my work week, but that's early on. With the systems that we kind of create and work through over these years, it's giving more freedom back, because the machine, the systems and stuff are working a little bit more for me instead of me having to work it.
Now, this is big. There's somebody out there watching today's show, and you say, I thought the book of Genesis told us to work 6 days a week. Someone else is going, no, my college professor said, life balance, buddy, work 40 hours a week, buddy. Someone else says, no, I work 6 days a week. And there's people out there right now watching, they're debating this. I like to work. I'm not saying this to divide the room. I'm just saying it because this is how I view the world. I like to work 6 days a week. Years ago, I became friends with a lot of business guys, and I found out that most of us work 6 days a week. Some people want to work 5 days a week. Some people want to work 4 days a week. I know adults who are very successful that now work 3 or 4 hours a day. One of the most successful people I've ever met, literally, no exaggeration. He works 4 hours a day, but he blocks out time. So if you look at my schedule, folks, I'm just going to show you my schedule. Everybody out there, this is my schedule. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is where right now we're interviewing Jeff Pell. I'm not doing something else. Every hour of my day is blocked off. That's what I'm doing. You say, what are you doing with your gaps then, buddy? Well, somebody canceled today, so that it created a gap where I can follow up on things. But I block out time every week for what I'm doing. That's what I do. And so it's so important to learn that concept of blocking out time. Now, Jeff, as we move through the system here, the next thing is you got to create a unique value proposition and a brand. I know you and Sean have worked together to develop sales materials and a one sheet. A one sheet. I'm not going to show your one sheet. I want to show some different examples, but I'm going to pull up the one sheet for a pool company we work with. This is a pool company in Tulsa. We worked with them since they were a startup. Now they're very successful. But this is their one sheet. And the one sheet is a clear comparison. And for this business, their model of making a one sheet is comparing what they do, Sierra Pools, versus their competition. That's how they do it. So their conversation is, hey, we do 0% long-term financing. We're family owned and operated. We do a free 3D design. We're the highest quality, and here's how we stack up to the competition. Other people want to have a different one sheet style. But Jeff, why does everybody need to have a one sheet?
Just create that quick, clear distinction between you and the others when somebody is in the market to make a decision to go with one company or the other.
It's so big. It's so big. Now, the online ads, this is something, Sean, and again, as we go through this path together, I find a lot of business owners, they get stuck right around here, box 6 marketing, because you go, look, I'm a home builder, man. I'm a doctor, man. I'm a dentist. I'm a lawyer. I don't have time to sit there and figure out the newest AdWords update. I don't have enough time to sit around and figure out the new retargeting pixel. I don't have time behind the scenes to update my website to meet the new requirements of the newest iPhone. I do not have time for that. I'm building houses. I'm seeing patients. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Jeff, of the importance or the value of having a dedicated team led by Sean to make sure that those things are just sort of happening in the background for you.
Oh, I mean, it's paramount. You can't, it's absolutely a necessary part of necessary part of our whole system and our marketing and everything. It's built into our core. It is something that happens like clockwork on the calendar, and it's a necessity. So somebody's saying, I don't have time for that, or you can make time to meet with, you can make an hour out of the day to meet with your coach and come up with a game plan of the strategies for all of that, marketing, targeting, all that stuff. And then you guys take it from there. But you do have to put in initial work.
Now I want to hammer it home because Sean's always bragging on you, and he's saying, hey, when I work with Jeff, what's great is that we have our weekly meeting and we knock stuff out. And so Sean's always saying that in the background. Sean, as we look at here, this next step, again, as we're going through the system, folks, everybody can follow along. You just go to thrivetimeshow.com /millionaire, and you can download the systems for free. You can look at the systems, but it's about implementing, Sean. It's not about just knowing the knowledge. I mean, you got to implement. So with Jeff, you guys have created a lead tracking. You've created a business, created business tracking. You've created implemented workflows. You've created sales scripts. call recording. Sean, what makes Jeff a good client to work with? Because what we do is very analogous to being a personal trainer, and ultimately the client has to show up.
Well, one thing is he does a good job keeping those things up to date. Jeff and I, we look at the scoreboard on a regular basis in our meeting, which would be our business tracking sheet. We're constantly using the lead tracking sheet. I mean, you're talking about people who are building a home over the course of 2 years, some of these people. So we've got a long lead time on some of these, and we've got to keep up with all those people. He does a great job when it comes to tracking. He's also pretty good at leveraging his team to be able to get things done. Many times I'll be working with a business owner and I'll tell them, hey, we need to get this done. They'll delegate it to somebody, but then they never follow up. Jeff follows up and he makes sure the stuff gets done, which is great. So we're able to keep progressing, even if he's not necessarily the person doing everything on his team. He's able to leverage his team well. And he's doing that using to-do list systems and checklists. That's kind of where we're at now in the process. Is we're a little bit later on where we're building all those systems and management.
Jeff, I don't know why I feel like I'm going to describe it this way, but I run into a lot of people that say, I don't need sales scripts. I don't know why I feel like they say it that way, but it's like, I don't need sales scripts. I don't need a one sheet. I'm too busy to build. Listen, buddy, I'm too busy building my business to take the time needed to block out an hour of power every week to meet with a coach and to build a linear workflow. I'm too busy. You say, why are you too busy? Because. So what would you say to somebody out there that is just feels like they're too busy working in the business to work on the business?
Well, I think first there's got to be some kind of nugget of an aha moment to realize that if they want something to change and they want to create that time, first they may just have to force it into place, whether they need to be more disciplined with their time management, tracking their time. I mean, that's what we did right out the gate. I didn't even to create my own schedule. Me and Clay Clark, it's like write down everything you do for 3 weeks, and then we bucket that in the high level, lower level, worker level management in the org chart of my business, which was me and a handful of people. And so it's I think you have to have an aha moment to see, okay, I can structure my time. I can get an hour here to see, and then once you see the value of putting all this together, you're going to that time is going to hold its place, and you're not going to miss it, because you're going to see the value in it as you build it. And these people that may not understand it, I was even guilty of doing that in the front end on some of the systems. Or why do we have to have a script? I'm the salesman. Why do we have to have any system? Because I was doing it. Well, that's the whole reason we have to do it. If it's coming out of me and I'm recreating it every time, let's recreate it on paper, and then I'm easily now able to have somebody else take lead calls. There's a lead rapport sheet. It's qualifying the lead. I don't even see half the leads. It all gets tracked. And then the qualified leads get set and put into my calendar on specific days for an initial consultation. So,
yeah,
I think somebody has to see that value in order to get it. But if you get a little bit of it, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Now, you said once you see the value in it, it's a no-brainer. That's why I'm kind of paraphrasing. Yeah. Could you explain the value in it? Because I look at your business and I go, wow, this guy, Jeff, he's grown his business by 578%, 78.3%, 578.34%. I just talked to a guy on Saturday, Sean, who I've worked with for 5 years. I'm not trying to be competitive. I am kind of competitive. This guy's grown his business by like 18 times. Now, the reality is he started at a smaller number than where you're at today, Jeff, but he's grown by 18 times. You look at Shaw Homes, another home builder, they've grown by 10x. I mean, I can go on and on. I see the value in it all day. But how would you describe the value of having a coach helping you down the path?
Well, it's incredibly valuable because, first of all, there's so many. It's a long linear process. You got the marketing side of it, you have the administrative side of it, you have the organizational understanding of what a company is, delegating tasks, and so it's a consistently growing process to revise and refine and scale a company, and I enjoy that. So it's very valuable to me. I also value the accountability of that from Sean, is that we are on a trajectory and we're moving forward. whether it be the marketing, whatever we're targeting to try to get done. Right now, it happens to be kind of high level checklists and systems that were built into our construction schedule, down to the nitty gritty of, checks and balances and KPIs and all that good stuff.
I mean, this is like a Kaizen. Folks, look that up. Kaizen. This is a big idea. It's continual improvement. It's an Asian concept for many people that don't understand that philosophy. It's called Kaizen. Everyone should look it up right now. It's this philosophy of continual improvement. And I am so fired up to help you grow your business because I know you actually care about the house and you put a pride in your work. You go into like Target, I'm not being disparaging about Target. You're going to Target though. You go to Target, come and go, USPS. You say, hey, do you know where the bathrooms are? They go, I don't know. Yeah, I just work here. I'm on break. You know that whole thing? But you go into, you go to Sky House, and Jeff, you have a passion for your customers. Talk to us about the passion for your customers, because you really get into it, which makes Sean get into it. I almost explode every time I get a chance to see one of your updated videos. They're so good. What's your passion?
I look at our houses and look for any problems, and I think that they're cool houses, but I'm always like, okay, we can do better on the next one this way, whether it's the finished product or the efficiency of the finished product or the way we communicate on the finished product with the customer. I'm passionate about getting, growing and getting better and more refined. I mean, we have hit numbers where we were doubling our revenue for a couple of years, and we came to the point last year. It was like, look, we're at this point where we're probably at the size we're not going to, that'd be dangerous to just try to double to 16 million. So let's take this same workload, refine it, and that's where I'm passionate about putting forth my effort and gifts into projects with awesome homeowners and architects and designers that feel the same way. And really can appreciate that level of creativity meets durability and functionality.
In the final 5 minutes we have, I want to respect your time, but I have 3 more things I want to ask you. So I'm going to go rapid fire. So many people say, I can't find good people. And Sean, I don't know why I want to say it this way. But it's like, I can't find good people. And it's that man. I don't know if they say it as much as I just feel this momentum of defeatism. Yeah. But I just can't find good people. And I'm going, dude, I don't know where you're getting that sound. Am I hearing that? Are you hearing that? I mean, it's almost like a dog whistle, but I can hear it, And, but my clients don't have a hard time finding people. Yeah. My clients do not have a hard time finding the 160 brands we work with. They don't have a hard time finding people because they're always implementing the group interview process. And now you have a highly skilled workforce. You have to hire high skilled people to do what you do. Can you tell the business owners out there the importance of constantly never stopping that ongoing hiring process?
It's another one of those core implementations into the company that maybe I fought it even for a year.
At least a year.
At least a year, maybe 2. Yeah. Maybe COVID came and I put my foot down and I was like, let's get going. I ended up having to move a group interview to the Home Builder Association because there was like 26 people coming. I felt like I was public speaking. And actually chose one person out of that group, and she still works here today and she's killing it. It's absolutely, what it does, it gives you first of all, you get into the hang of it. I do them Wednesdays at 5 o'clock or Thursdays at 5 o'clock for two different positions. They don't show up. Go about my day. And they're group interviews, and I'm not in the need to hire, but I'm always going to hire if it's an A player or the right fit. A players have jobs. They probably maybe having a crappy week and hate their boss, and they're going to go look for other stuff. So I want to get in front of those people. And I also don't want to be put in a position where I feel like I'm forced to hire somebody that my gut doesn't tell me will be a great fit that will help become a pillar of my company. So it's great for you to be able to stay true to your culture and your cores while growing the business. It's not the funnest thing to do every single week, every year, all year round, but it's not that big of a deal either. And if you create a system in place, you can hire somebody. You can have a checklist in place that they do it all, and all you do is show up at 5 o'clock for the interview, and they let you know if they canceled or not. So that's what I do now, and it's all tracked.
Now, the final question I have for you, that we have for you here, and again, it's a little bit of a long form windup, but this is, Sean, a lot of people say, well, what's the most important part of business coaching? Is it the marketing? I go, did you say man? Is it the accounting? Hiring? And they go, I just need accounting. I just need checklist. I need human resources. I don't want your feedback on hiring, buddy. I just want to do marketing. I don't want to do, and they view like growth as one particular thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the most important ingredient that goes into the cookie? Is it the milk? Is it the eggs? Is it the sugar? Is it what's the most important ingredient? What's the most important part of the car? Is it the wheels? Is it the transmission? Is it the steering wheel? Is it the gas? Is it so the idea is that it's all of it. It's implementing all of it. It's working on the business, not in the business. What would you say to anybody watching this video right now? They're thinking about paying our monthly flat coaching fee, but to do that, they have to schedule a 13-point assessment first. It's free. What do you say to somebody out there that's watching right now, maybe in the same shoes that you were in years ago? What do you say to someone thinking about scheduling that 13-point assessment?
First, I would have them ask themselves this question: do they really want to be a business owner, or do they just not want to work for somebody else? Do they want to have the lifestyle of an employee with the label of a business owner? Because I think there's a mistake there sometimes. But if somebody really wants to create a brand and has a long-term vision and sees something out in the far future that's just not there yet, sign up, because it is total encompassing. It's not marketing. It's not, different businesses that you guys coach probably have weaknesses and strengths, and one might be accounting, one might be marketing, but it's the totality of it. It's the org chart. It's understanding every nut and bolt that works into your business, that makes your business thrive or operate. So I don't know if somebody thinks that they just need marketing. Maybe they need to feel a little bit more pain out on their own trying to start something out. And then maybe they'll call you guys back later. But I'd say pick up the phone, give you guys a call, and just get fully committed to doing something without questioning it too much, because it's proven systems, and it's still tailored to any business. You guys coach, you just mentioned accountants, pool guys. I'm a builder. You guys do all kinds, and business is business.
Well, brother, I can't wait to see you again in person. Maybe we'll see an in-person workshop coming up here soon. Have you ever asked this guy about the Tebow conference?
I think I've asked him like maybe 12 times now.
No, it's not about asking. We're going to send a small team to abduct you.
There we go.
And they're going to bring you over to the conference featuring Tim Tebow. But I really do appreciate your time, sir. It's great connecting with you again. Sean speaks nothing but very highly about you, and he's really excited about your growth. I am too. And again, thank you for carving out time for us.
Absolutely. You guys have a great one.
Hey,
take care.
Thank you, Jeff. Talk to you later.
Right. Bye-bye.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom. Now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and
My name is Jennifer Sundahl, and I'm originally from Oregon, but now I work as a home builder with my business partner, Frank Winkley, in Branson, Missouri with Winkley Home Builders. I have been in the home building business with my business partner, Frank, for a few years now. We originally learned about the Builders Training Academy when we attended a Thrive Time conference in Oklahoma. We thought it would just be a couple days, learn a few tips, but it's evolved into so much more. When we came to the in-person workshop, we learned a tremendous amount. For me, it really helped me recognize that you weren't just going to come and learn about how to run a business, you were also learning about how to work on your business. And it also challenged me as to how much time would be devoted to that each week, because they're both equally important to grow a business. So that was a new concept for me. And then we just learned so much about marketing and the website and the SEO and so many things that I recognized as two entrepreneurs starting a business that we were going to need some help with. The weekly coaching meetings with Aaron are like nothing else I've ever experienced. And it took a while to kind of get in the groove. But these are working meetings. These are not meetings where you take a piece of paper and you write some notes down and then you say you're going to do something and then you come back and it's not done. Boom. No, the computer is on, the agenda is live, and you are producing things in the meeting. It's probably the most productive 60 minutes that you would have during your week, because it's all about accountability too. There's no room for whining and there's no room for excuses. So if that is your go-to, this would not be a good fit for you. But if you're ready to see your business explode, then this would be a perfect fit for you. I would describe Aaron's presentation and coaching style as phenomenal. He has this incredible balance of being genuinely encouraging and sincere and full of wisdom, while at the same time pushing you to this brink of where you think you can't do something. But along with his encouragement and then the proper tools and the training and the resources and the websites and the suggestions from, other experiences that he's done with his company and other clients, it all comes together. And I just have to mention, like in one of our last phone calls, when we talked about one of our big wins, it was that we are exploding like a volcano with leads right now. And I have to say that is a direct connection, a direct positive result of Aaron's coaching style and what he brings to us each week. The biggest game changer that Aaron has helped us with, I think one is accountability. No one else is going to ask us about whether we tracked our leads or not. Aaron is very deliberate in making sure that we're progressing leads, that things are not getting stale. If things are getting left to the wayside, he helps us dig deeper to figure out what do we need to do different, or how can we manage the information? How can we delegate things within our company? And so I think that accountability each week has been a huge game changer for us. Aaron's coaching style has helped us differently than any other books or seminars that we've been to. Because, first of all, you're talking with a real life person each week. And he brings this depth of knowledge that once you talk about it, you're just like, oh, I should have thought of that. But he brings it to the table as a proper solution. It's not overly complicated, but it helps you move sort of to the next stage or the next level in a project. It's very sincere, exceptionally genuine, very encouraging, but he doesn't baby us. He is straightforward in a really healthy, balanced way. If you decide to not work with Aaron, you're going to miss out on an experience of a lifetime. You're going to miss out on the wisdom of a man who's worked decades within the industry, who can help you grow your business. You're going to miss out on expanding your business. You're going to miss out on the revenue that could be brought in, not necessarily by hiring a tremendous amount of new people, but instead just working a lot smarter within the industry. So if you choose not to work out with him, you're missing out on a lot.